Absolutely. As we get into what could be the final deciding game, Team Gap, if they still want a chance at that top spot, the $10,000 on the line, they need to play the game of their lives here. But Ground Zero, they're straight up chilling. They even picked the Azumarill as if their dominance was not enough. Azumarill's passive huge power just to flex on them a little bit more. Ground Zero one game away from being the champions. We're going to have to see how it all plays out, Mooney.
Yeah, as much as we want to focus on the new Pokemon, we have to focus on the bottom side as well. Whoever gets the lead in the bottom side first likely will be setting the tempo. But right here, Jurek already got most of the wild Pokemon, especially the one in this middle side as well. Because right here, he has the slight advantage against his opponent.
Yeah, and already a bad sign. You know, Absol's usually the bearer of bad news. He's not really used to be the one receiving it. But Ground Zero mails it straight to his door, sends him packing, and gets that early KO on him. So already not the ideal start for Kite here.
Yep, Sulu is already in position to go for the ambush right here as Team Gap managed just, start to get in position, try to use Kite to get them to lure them to the beast. But there we go.
Yeah, straight up onto the bees, and even though Azumarill doesn't really have the best secure, it seems like it kind of traded pretty evenly, right?
Yeah, that's exactly. So, but however, we still need to get Joe to the level 5. If he's not Azumarill yet, he can't really make much of an impact. So he got to be really careful because right here, as a Mario, he's still really, really vulnerable to that Absol.
Yeah, so Yamisuke going for that potion, you see the sheer amount of regen that Slowbro can have. It all ties back because of that slack off, right? Increasing the amount of healing, so making that potion essentially become a hyper potion.
Yeah, and especially right now, Ground Zero is already at, Lush is already at the Blissey stage right now. Those hurricanes, he has to time those safeguard really well so that he could protect Feather from the incoming hurricane from the Bluebird.
Yeah, but already taking this early lead, we talked about it time and time again. There's the dynamic duo of Joe and Suluwu just popping off, but there is the stable bastion that is Lush and Feather on this bot side, and they hold strong.
Yeah, that is definitely right, because right here, Ground Zero is still trying to push Team Gap back. And right here, Joe, we haven't really seen him done a lot of dunking, right? We saw an attack rate going on him as well, but holding 30 is not the right amount of points that you want to do to hold, especially in the early game with start stacking item.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? Team Gap recognize that. I don't know whether they exactly know that Joe has stacking items, but they should have some sort of an idea because look at how they're postured. They want to get this jump on this top path again. They're waiting for Joe to come in. For the beast, he doesn't see anyone. In comes the pursuit, coming out from Kai. The jumps are in and they take out the Azumarill. So real nice bait there. They bided their time, they were patient, and they managed to get an advantage on this top side. Now they're dunking in, but they need Tufu to open the gates for them. They need Tufu to bring them to this bot side, but Yamasuke under some threat. There is the potion slack off once again, but already Ground Zero with the nice positioning on this Dreadnought, and they look like they're wiping it out.
Wow, immediately, knowing that most of the strength of Team Gap is on the top side, they're not allowing them to rest, but Team Gap right over here still on the push. Dawn might be a little bit of trouble. Magician got that Citrus Berry right in front of him just in time, and right here they're just pushing Ground Zero back, but Ground Zero don't really want to go on the offense. But one thing for sure, that Azumarill on top did get a little bit of EXP from the side lanes of those new Pokemon that just spawned.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Team Gap, they even throw the Water Burst Shurikens in there just to try and contest for that fight. But Ground Zero, they recognize that. They see resources used, we're out. We dip, right? So they understand that, they basically, Team Gap, they threw all that they had in the tank for absolutely nothing.
Yep, Suluwu took that Rotom all by himself. But right here, the Azumarill, Joe on the Azumarill still on the push on the top side. But however, on the bottom side, they're still trying to get some footing. Feather already at level 9. That means the Slow Globe is online. And right here, it seems like Ground Zero might be in a little bit of better position against Team Gap.
Yeah, as they manage to trade out the top-up laners, but Ground Zero holding a really nice position in this top half. They see the hole open and they decide to back off. So look at that discipline coming out from Ground Zero. They're not allowing any room for Team Gap to breathe. Even though they're sort of in the lead right now, Team Gap with the 90 points, it doesn't exactly feel that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, that is, even though they have the point lead, but still kind of losing in the battle side. But come here, Suluwu getting caught out by Kite as well, being chased down. Safeguard coming in from Lush, but unable to get out there alive. Is on the pursuit. Kite is on to Lush as Lush runs for his life right there, but unable to get him. Kite is still on the hunt, and right here they still got the middle lane position, and they want that Dreadnought, baby.
Yeah, absolutely. As things start to quieten down, we see that evolution, right? Because I think Ground Zero and Team Gap, they both played an immense game when it comes to being aggressive to get this far. But now up against each other, they've realized they need to be a lot more disciplined. Now Joe trying to go for a huge dunk, but here is Jurek. But this is not a 1v. Ooh! The Hurricane actually catches him mid Aqua Pulse out, so he's gonna get caught up. I don't know whether he can make it to this fight as the rings are bound hot, and that's gonna be Suluwu to secure it. Now Kite in some trouble. The Midnight Flash, the energy line's going the wrong way, but here's the Waterbush Shuriken into all of them. But Owen Beagle, he can't clean up, and just like that, fall down on the side of Team Gap as Ground Zero push on.
Wow, I mean, it all boils down. Second Dreadnought is always the time for the rings unbound, but Ground Zero is just pushing the limit, is just pushing it bounce after bounce after bounce. And there we have, taking down the first tier 1 hoop as well. But as the Azumaru just get us and try to score, Hyperspace Hole brings the whole of Team Gap back to the top side. I think they are all eyes on their Rotom as well.
So with that move, Ground Zero, they take the advantage here. The key thing to note is that Team Gap maybe showing a little bit of desperation here. They lost that fight, they lost the Dreadnought, but they still go in with Jurek. Now they're going to get taken down on Kite, and Jurek as well going to drop. They're surging here on Ground Zero in this top side, and they're not done. Here comes Joe with the chase. The pulse away. He's dropping a little low. Where's the sustain? Manages to get the shield, manages to get out. Now it's Yamisuke with the slow beam straight to this Azumarill. That's going to be the answer back, but he's the only one left behind as he gets Hyperspace hold back. That is not one that he's going to jump back into, as it's going to be a KO streak of 2 traded both ways between both teams.
Wow, that push. Ground Zero seems like they are getting higher and higher in terms of the level. They are creating the gap away from Team Gap. So this way, Team Gap has to really find a way. How are they going to start to get on par with their opponent? They have to start farming on this wild Pokemon as much as possible to get those levels up. We got about 25 more seconds till the next Dreadnought, and that they might want to get those additional EXP from it.
And OM Beagle, biggest thing of all, we have talked about this player for so long, right? Throughout this entire journey here, they've overcome so much. They've stolen so many objectives, but very uncharacteristically quiet game for him the past 2. Last game, wasn't really able to find his tempo. This game as well, feels like he's just being outdone by Suluwu, and he doesn't have the backup to enable him. As Suluwu tries to jump in, but thinks better of it, they back up for this Dreadnought instead.
Wow, Ground Zero being so aggressive, right? Pushing them straight right to about the tier 1 area, so that Team Gap have no space to go into that Dreadnought. Immediately taking down the Dreadnought. 3 Dreadnought. All of the Dreadnought is going straight right to Ground Zero's side. They got the additional shield. They got the additional level as well. And the Zapdos goes live about 20 seconds time. And right here, it seems like it's going to be the same maneuver with Joe right on top.
Wait, Feather runs in. There's a sandwich. Joe knows that they're there. Immediately, the Unite moves are popped. But already the slow roll on the deck. We already talked about this. Belly Bash as well. The crits coming out from Azumarill. Gonna finish off that Greninja surely. Chasing him away at the very least. But already the whole side of Team Gap melting. The Greninja is not going to get out of that one. And in a 1v1, you can't best Joe. He manages to take out the potential carry of Team Gap. Meanwhile, Yamasuke trying to come in. Already dropping that asshole. He's waiting for the sub. He's waiting for the steal. But they are not going to give it to him. One sub is better than the other, as they are able to get the Zapdos on the side of Ground Zero. And they're storming straight for the double score.
Wow, Kite tried to do that sneaky, but no, you go back to sleepy. Ground Zero said, immediately melting him from full bar to 0, and that is exactly what they did. Moving together as a unit. I'm not going to wait any longer. I'm going to go for the engage, says Feather, and immediately clamping down Ground Zero. It seems like deja vu from game number 2.
Yeah, and that's got to be heartbreak for the side of Team Gap. They thought they had the better position. They thought they were sneaky, but way beforehand, way before they even got to their spot, Joe was there. Joe saw them all walk into that brush and in with the belly bash, in with the rest of the team. It looked like Feather was falling for their trap, but the bait was perfect. The trap was set, and with that, Ground Zero, they are a flat 400 points ahead. There doesn't seem like a way for Team Gap to answer.
Well, we still have 40 more seconds on the clock. Team Gap might have this one, but instead Team Gap go for the jiggy, wiggy, and they are dancing near their goal. So I think this is it. This is going to be GG, and Ground Zero will be taking this home for this Aeos Cup.
Yeah, I mean, GZ easy, right? Their money is not gonna jiggle, but they definitely are, as they are gonna walk away in just about 20 seconds. But in our eyes, in everybody knows, it's already decided. Ground Zero, they've waited a long time for this one. second place in February, third place in March, but the Kings are gonna sit on their throne. They will not be denied by the underdogs. No miracle story for you today, as Joe, he brings his team to victory.